All right, good morning. Good morning. Woo, Sunday morning. Take some coffee here. Not that I need it. I just finished 2 Zwift rides. The first one was I unlocked stage 1 free ride where I did, basically I tried to do as much zone 2 during the whole thing as I could. I think it was about 7.7 miles. So just getting that stage done so that I can mark that off on the little check mark thing. And then I was gonna do a race, but didn't think I had enough time, so I decided to do one of my Build Me Up Light programs. I don't even know which one it is, but it was more than I freaking thought. And I didn't film myself doing it because I thought it was gonna be boring. And I thought it was just gonna be boring, just riding and doing like I have been. So I didn't film myself, and it turned out to be one hell of a ride. It was tougher than I thought on the, oh my gosh, what was it? I can't remember what ride it was, but it started out kind of heavy and then it got kind of light. But you were doing cadence, revolutions, anywhere from 90 to 100, and you're doing like 90% of your FTP. And after doing a 35-minute zone 2 ride and then getting into that, and that was like a 40-minute ride. So by the time I finished doing everything, it was over 20 miles together between both of them. And I thought I would have a little bit more time to get out here and get my workout on. But as soon as I got off the bike and started changing over into something not so sweaty, this is sweaty. Mama called. She wanted to get up, so it's 7:30, and like I said, she's been getting up earlier since the time changed. So I'm gonna try and get me a little X3 push workout in between while she's showering and whatever she needs to do. So I know what I need to do, so I'm just gonna get the workout done in between. Like I said, my main goal right now is losing fat, getting those zone 2 rides in. I kind of made myself a bet while I was on the bike doing the workout. Kind of made myself not a bet, but a goal. I want to do the races. I want to race on some of those races. I don't really feel strong enough right now, but I want to lose weight. So I gave myself a goal. Last time I stepped on a scale, it was 235. If I can get down to 229, if I can get into the 20s, then I'll do a race. And then every 5 pounds, from 20 to 25, 20, 25, I can lose 5 pounds, and I'm gonna do another race. So I really want to stick in the zone 2 rides for fat burning and for overall endurance, and then throw some of my little Build Me Up Light courses in. I got only a couple more weeks to finish that course, that program off, and then maybe add another one in. But I'm really liking these zone 2s, really getting me going. Man, my legs are burning, sweating like crazy. I can see my heart rate's getting up to like 135, which is right where I want to keep it at, between 130 and 135 for zone 2. For the workout I was doing, I did not get past 160. So I think I was pretty good. And I was pumping those pedals pretty hard. It was like a minute long where you're doing 100 RPMs at 170 watts for my power. And then you drop back down to doing 70 RPMs for 170 watts. So it's a harder gear and you really grind it. And I thought the first time I did that first round, I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to finish this. But you know what? My mentality set in after doing X3 for years and knowing what fatigue is and knowing how I can work through fatigue and I can withstand the pain and the fatigue. I burned through that. Not saying I did fantastic, but towards the end there, I was really trying to keep those RPMs up towards 100 instead of 95. I was trying to keep them up to 100 and really pushing myself at the end. Sweating like crazy. Yes, I bought some of these ridiculous headbands because my hats were sweating right through, and it was just raining down my eyes. So I had to go buy some of these ridiculous headbands to keep the sweat out of my eyes. And I found out in the morning when I came out here that I've got mosquitoes hiding in my garage. Over the tool, you want to see my tool, my tools over there. It's a mess over there. I never have time to clean anything up. I was plugging the Wahoo kicker in, and I looked up, and there's a couple mosquitoes hovering around the light. And I'm like, what the hell? And I looked, there's a whole bunch of mosquitoes around the light over there. I'm like, God dang it. So now I'm gonna have to do something to fumigate that garage, because I sure the hell ain't gonna be riding with this thing on all the time and keep the mosquitoes off me. All right. I'm all jazzed up from riding that. right, first one I know is not that band. Two sets of 10 with the black band. Let's get some chalk on the hands. Whew, it's beautiful out today. The moon is right over me. Beautiful. No clouds, no breeze. Beautiful out today. The leaves are changing colors, which in California, we do have leaves that change colors, but not like the East Coast. Nothing like that. I've been back there twice in my life, and I've seen the changing colors in Kentucky and Indiana and North Carolina and other places. I know how beautiful that is. Here, not so much. We're more evergreens, but we do have some trees on this housing development that shed their leaves and that just piled up everywhere. So for the next couple months, we're going to be raking leaves, and then it's going to look terrible. And then you know what? They'll grow back in spring. All right, 2 sets of 10. Whew. One, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, all right. First 10 down. Ooh, man. Uh-oh. We'll be back in a second. All right. Had to take a quick break. Oh my gosh, that thing is sweaty. Oh. I can tell I'm losing weight because I can feel the sides here are going down, which is fantastic. We went out, we worked at the store yesterday. It was a really busy day. We had a really good day. And then after we worked the store, the wife usually wants to go out, so we had to go to her favorite Mexican place. And it was good. It was a good boy. I did a vegetarian taco salad. Well, not vegetarian, chicken taco salad. I don't remember what I did. I did a chicken taco salad. I was gonna do the vegetarian enchilada, but I decided to do the grilled chicken taco salad, which was fantastic. So I learned my lesson the other day when I had those quesadilla tacos with the red meat. Did not settle too well in my stomach, so we're gonna be staying away from red meat for a while. All right. Back still a little slippery, a little wet, a little sweaty. Trying to use more chest for those instead of the triceps. I can really feel the triceps out here. We're really just trying to get that chest movement, pushing that band, especially on the second set. All right, I need to go check on the boss to see if she's ready to get out of the shower. And we'll come back and we'll do some overheads. All right, I went in and checked with her. She's still said she's not ready yet. She's enjoying the warm shower right now. All right, 2 sets of 10 overhead. I'm gonna do the wide bar and I'm gonna do in front. And since I have such long arms, I'm gonna go with the wide bar instead of the short bar, which is in here. I wanna go a little bit wider this time. Just kind of changing things up so it's not always the same thing, although it is the same thing. It's not the same thing. There we go. Eight. Ten. I snapped one of those bands over the summer when we were out camping. It was the Serious Steel. I think it was the green band? Anyway, I was doing the overhead. First time out, snap. If you saw it, you saw it. So I'm always kind of cautious now of doing that, of really stretching it out, of breaking. These Paraforce bands seem to be a lot tougher, but you never know if you get a little teeny cut on them and then they start growing, and the next thing you know, they're snapping. Those Serious Steel bands I have been using for quite a while, so they had little nicks and stuff on them. So when it broke, it really wasn't a surprise, but it was a surprise. Ooh. Oh. Eight. Oh, 10. Really think I maybe need to go up to the light gray on those. Whew. We're still pushing them out right now, so we're gonna go check on her, and then we'll be back to finish this off. All right, we're back. Just had to get her out of the shower and get her set for the next stage of her getting ready to do things today. All right. Triceps behind the head. I want a good stretch on this Paraforce white band. Yeah. All right, that was the first set. I can definitely feel that I'm getting stronger doing those. I just know years ago when I switched over and started doing the behind the head with those, and those were with the white, with the X3 white bands, I was getting tuckered out with just 10 with the X3 white bands, which are nothing compared to these Paraforce. So obviously I've seen the progression over the years of doing this, and my strength has gotten better as I've gotten older, because I've continually coming out here and continually just giving it all out effort. Obviously right now I'm just doing kind of a 80% effort, because I'm more concentrating on burning fat on the Zwift trainer, so I don't have a ton of energy to give out. So I think, like I said, in December I'll take a day or two of not riding the bike and come out here and just doing full out one set to max and seeing what that max is for a PR, and then going back to doing this particular again and see if I get an improvement in January, which I believe I will. Of course, I will be losing weight during that time, which I think I'm looking a lot better. I have not stepped on the scale since Monday of last week. Tomorrow I'll step on the scale again. My diet has increased in food. I've gone to like 3-4 meals a day. I've been eating lots of beans and rice. I like beans and rice. Get a can of, you know, pinto beans, black beans, whatever. Dump them in the rice cooker. Throw my 2 scoops of rice in. Throw some taco seasoning in. Mix it all up, and then just use some hot sauce. I like the Tabasco green hot sauce on it afterwards when I'm eating it. So, and I've been eating a lot of that. In breakfast I've been doing rice and bananas, or I've got a 10-grain cereal that I really like. I like that since I was a kid. That was really good. So I've been eating that, or eating the bananas and rice for breakfast, and then 2 smaller meals during the day of the rice and beans, and then for dinner trying to get, and then I've been doing, you know, carrots and other veggies, bananas, a lot of bananas, as much as I can. Like I said, I'm not used to eating a lot. When I was younger I ate a lot. I'm just not used to eating as much now that I'm older, but I need to kind of get in that habit again, because I believe the theory goes is if your body does not believe it's starving because you're starving it, it knows it's going to get enough nutrients, then it'll start burning the fat when you're doing the zone 2 workouts instead of trying to hold on to the fat. So that's just a dumb man's way of explaining it, is if you give your body enough nutrients, it will realize that it's going to get enough food to survive and to do all this stuff, so it'll start burning the fat during the stages when you're doing fat burning workouts. That's the way my mind thinks. Oh. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Big stretch at the end. Those are a lot easier. Of course, after I stop and talk for a little while and get rest, it's going to be easier. All right, let's run back in there and see where she's at, and we'll be out here to finish this off. All right, we're back. I got her set up on the next stage of her evolution of going from a sleeping baby to a active, raging mom. So we're just gonna pack this up right here. We are done. We did our chest press, we did our overheads, we did our triceps. Felt good. Didn't feel like I did a ton, but you know what? After doing those 2 rides, I'm kind of out of energy at this point. Although it's really funny was when I got off the bike and she called and I had to go in and get her up, my legs were like, oh, and I was just ragged with breath, and sweat was just pouring out of me. At least I had my shirt on so it didn't get all over her. Of course, when I get her up, she's like, ooh, 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 ooh. But now that it's been, what, 30 minutes or so, or since I got off the bike, and just kind of chilling here, relaxing, doing my little workout, I feel freaking fantastic. I feel, oh, I feel alive. I feel like, yes. And then I can see here that I'm actually losing some weight. I can see a little bit of definition coming in. I can feel that I'm losing weight, so that's even more motivating that it's actually working. The zone 2 rides, I'm gonna put my old man glasses on. Old man rides are, zone 2 rides are fantastic. I'm really liking those. All right, so I did ride and push today. So I did chest press, overhead, triceps, 10 times 2, black paraforce, 10 times 2, just 10 times. I just mark those down. I know what I'm doing. It's like I'm doing the same thing all the time, but I just mark them down so I can see here the days that I'm working out, and I can see what it is, whether it was a push, whether it was a pull, whether I rode that day, or whether it's a day where I just rode at all and didn't do any workout. So I can kind of just keeping track in my mind of how much I'm working out. The app, the Zwift app, the Zwift companion app, keeps track of all of your rides. So it's showing me that my ride hours per week has been increasing ever since I got the thing. I think I barely did 2 hours the first week, and then the next week I did a little under 3 hours. Now I'm almost up to 5 hours for this week. Today is the last day of the week. So I can see that my ride hours are increasing and my legs are feeling fantastic. I've been doing a lot of research on zone 2 with the rides. What my optimal level should be, whether I should do an hour, a half hour, 2 hours, what, you know. I was watching a YouTube channel. I can't remember who it was, but it was a while ago. I think it was over the summer. Can't remember what the guy was. He was an influencer, and he was talking about zone 2 workouts. He and his wife, and he is an older, not older guy, he's like in his 40s, but he's just chiseled. And he was talking about doing zone 2 workouts. You know, what he and his wife has his wife do it too, and she looks fantastic. But at the end of the zone 2 workouts, he does a 5 minutes of a zone 5 or 3 or whatever you want to call it, a higher range. You're getting your heart rate up to 180, you know, heartbeats per second for like 5 minutes at the end of the zone 2, I guess, to flush the lactate or whatever out of the system. And I've been trying to go back to find his presentation, and I've been trying to find any theory on that particular kind of training, because what I've been reading on the zone 2 workouts, if you're doing zone 2 and then if you go up into zone 3 or zone 4 and you go from burning the fat burning to the other energy source, whether it's muscle, whether it's caloric or whatever it is, it takes like 40 minutes for your body to drop back down into the fat burning stage. So you don't want to do a zone 2 and then kick it up for a while and then drop down, go back down to a zone 2. My theory, the way I'm thinking, is do like a zone 2 ride for like an hour, hour and a half, and then for 5 minutes just do like a zone 5 all out 180 heartbeats per second at the end of the ride to flush everything out, and then you're good. And then you're good. Of course, to me, I'm just thinking in my mind of, you've just done an hour, hour and a half of a zone 2 ride, which is exhausting. It's a lot of volume. And then at the end of that, it's like a race. At the end of that race of an hour and a half, now you got to climb a hill to win the race. So you got to put all out effort to climb that hill to get to the finish line. So after you put all that energy in and you've been maintaining, you have been going over, now it's time to put everything you have left into it, and then you're done. And then you obviously would do that within the next training session, which would be the next morning or next evening, whenever your training session would be. So I've been trying to find that particular channel with that guy who was talking about that. I haven't been able to find anything else on that theory of that, so I don't know. I might give it a try, just because I like to try things. It seems like when you do the races, you know, I've only done one race. I've watched other people racing on Zwift, and it seems like when you're doing a race, towards the end of the race, they're going to give you a hill that you're going to have to climb after you've just done 10 miles, 12 miles, 15 miles, whatever the race is, and then they give you a hill at the end to climb and then to try and sprint for the finish line. which to me, that sounds great. That sounds like it's something I would want to train for. Do zone 2 for an hour, hour and a half. And then for the last 5 minutes, it's an all-out, you know, wattage special, or RPMs. You want to get your RPMs up to 100, 110, you know, for 5 minutes. Just crank it, crank it, crank it, crank it, crank it at the end. Get that heart rate up, and get everything just built out, and then you're done. So that's just my brain running wild after doing my workout and then doing this, and I feel freaking fantastic, and I always feel that way. So thanks for watching. Thanks for following. If you follow and you give a thumbs up, that's great. If you don't, it's, you know what, I'm not here to influence people. I'm just here to show you that, you know, just showing up every day, finding something that you like to do, working out, and having partners that like to make a comment now and then, to give me a thumbs up, ask questions, and you know, it's just my way of having a workout partner. I don't have workout partners. I can't go to the gym. I don't have somebody coming over here, and then my life is kind of screwed up as it is. Not to say screwed up, but complicated as it is, dealing with the wife, that I can't be out here working out and then have to stop and go in there and deal with her and then come back out with somebody else, you know, doing my workout. So I work out on my own, and I work out with you guys. So thanks a lot. So get it done, go live your life, and I'll see you next time.